Being a gamer, a graffiti writer, and a skater growing up, I've always wanted a game where I could do it all. Today I found that game. I think it surpasses my expectations by a lot. This game is called Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. Being a serious graffiti writer,
stop the cap.
You have high expectations for a game like this. There's a lot of nuances with graffiti.
I don't care.
What the hell is even that?
Normally games butcher this, but the graffiti aspects of this game are perfect. You get to spray paint cops, you get to fight with your spray paint, the graffiti pieces are on point, the story's on point. If you're gonna make a game based off a subculture, do it right. And Team Reptile, they did everything right. Let me tell you a little bit about Team Reptile. Team Reptile is headed by a person named Dion Coster. Dion Coster grew up breakdancing, he grew up inline skating, and he grew up doing graffiti. He still does. He's deeply in love with these subjects and passionate about them. He said that when you beat the game, he wants you to be so inspired that you put down the game and you pick up one of these hobbies in hip hop. I think that's amazing because in most games these days, it's live service or it's multiplayer, and it's meant to reel you back in. The developers want you to play every day, and they don't want you to play any other game. They want you to get addicted to the leaderboards. They want you to spend money on cash shops, costumes. I'm a victim of this as well. With Naraka Blade Point and Fortnite, I've probably spent at least $1,000, and the games are free. Very interesting fact is that Dion Coster actually did a bunch of the dancing for the dances in the game. He did motion tracking. He is so talented. The game was inspired by other video games and fashion as well. There are video games like Jet Set Radio Future, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, SSX, Y2K fashion, 70s futurism. The story of Bomb Rush Cyberfunk is very, very good. I'm not going to give you any plot spoilers, but I will give you the beginning of the game's base, that you get your head chopped off after you got arrested by the police by another graffiti writer while you were running away from the police. And your head gets captured by the police. They try to use it and they try to make a mecha out of it. And your body gets repaired with another head. This head gives you the skills to do graffiti from someone else's brain. I'm not going to give you too much else than that, but it's an amazing story. It was based off of things and inspired by things like Ghost in the Shell and symbiotic relationships with humans and robots. This is seamlessly intertwined into the story, and I think it's amazing. Eventually in the future, we're going to get to this point. The setting is in New Amsterdam in the future, and you're going through each borough. You're going through Versum Hill, the Millennium Mall, the Millennium Square, and Matan, and all these places have their own aesthetic, and they have their own music, and they have their own graffiti crew, and each place has its own flavor, and they all stand out from each other perfectly. And one of the best parts of this game is the movement. I haven't even touched on the movement. That's probably my favorite part of this game. I love graffiti and I love everything else. I love the story, but the movement in this game is so crisp. I have never had movement this good in any video game. And then you add mods, the movement plus the new tricks and everything in between, and you are going to be sliding around and bouncing around like Sonic the Hedgehog games wish they could be. This game's movement is ahead of its time. In 10 years, people are going to look back at the mods and the movement in this game, and they're going to try to emulate that. I think that there's going to be countless TikTok montages of people doing movement to the newest song. And it's just so good. It looks so clean. And there's free running, there's inline, there's skateboard, and there's BMX, and you can switch in between while you're doing this with the mods. And it just makes the movement look crazy. It looks like you're tweaking on meth as Sonic the Hedgehog. Let me give you a little info on Jet Set Radio. Jet Set Radio first came out in Japan. And then they renamed it to Jet Grind Radio with American release. It was released by Sega, and these guys were basically the underdogs against Sony and Nintendo at the time. They were trying to come up with extremely original releases and original consoles that would boost them to the top in popularity. Eventually, Xbox made a deal with Sega. Sega decided to release Jet Set Radio Future on the Xbox as a free release. So many people played this game because of it in America that it is now a cherished game and a cult classic. And the OST was also made by Hideki Naganuma. And Hideki Naganuma made a track for Bomb Rush Cyberfunk and helped work on the OST. And he's very, very influential. Dion Coster designed the OST for this game. He did an amazing job. I found out multiple songs that to this day I'm going to work out to for the rest of my life. There's artists like Too Mellow, Girl, and songs like I Wanna Know, Operate, The Hideout Theme. All these songs make you want to vibe. It is a vibe function.
Yo, you better watch your back.
I'm so sorry. All of the songs in this game are perfect. The OST was perfect. I will get on this game for the rest of my life just to vibe out and skate and listen to the music. A lot of the art for this game was inspired by Mobius, Dion Coster said, and I didn't know who this was until today. This person is an amazing artist. Apparently, they took a very long trip to Mexico at one point. They were extremely inspired by the deserts. There are other video games that are inspired by Mobius as well. Cell shading was a huge, huge influence in this game. Cell shading is also in Jet Set Radio. I think that these art styles are timeless, and I like PS2 games and GameCube games, but I like it when there's a cartoon aspect to my game. The color theory in this game is amazing. Like, everything is popping. Even in the night zone in Matan, you have these beautiful lights, these beautiful billboards. It feels like you're walking through Tokyo or Times Square, and they encompassed color theory and setting perfectly in this game as well. I gotta give credit where credit's due on the artists and the graffiti artists. One of my favorite graffiti artists in the world, if not my favorite graffiti artist, is Smo Nova, and he's in this game. I've been a big fan of him. He's a YouTuber as well. I didn't even know he was in this game. I'm just playing and I see his style on one of the pieces I'm painting, and I'm like, there's no way. That has to be Smo. And I go and look at the credits, it's Smo. I was just dumbfounded. I was like, not only does this game have good movement, good gameplay, good story, good music, it has good graffiti. And it understood the aspects of graffiti. That's something that other video games just fail to do. You'll play other games and drive around, and the graffiti is eh. At least they went all out on this video game just to make sure that the graffiti was fun and good. The mods in this game are going to make the future of this game more popular than the release. You get to do Sonic levels with the Bomb Rush Cyberfunk movement. The movement in this game is better than the Sonic levels in the Sonic games. So now I'm going back and basically beating Sonic Adventure Battle 2 with the Bomb Rush Cyberfunk movement. Do you understand how fucking cool this is? This is going to be a whole thing for years to come. There's going to be custom maps on Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, and people are going to make the game better than it was. It's, as we speak, there is maps being added weekly, and you need to try this out. It's too fun, and the modding community is amazing. They're geniuses, and they're so fun. They have put every character I can think of into this game, and they're gonna keep putting them into this game. You get to put your own graffiti into the game, own pictures. You can do whatever you want with implementing your graffiti into the files, and you're just gonna have a great time modding the game. So all in all, this game gets a 10 out of 10 for me. And I'm a graffiti writer, and I know the nuances. They did everything right. So Dion Coster and Team Reptile, thank you. Thank you for a good game, a good single player game that isn't reeling me back in with leaderboards or cash shops or addictive strategies. It's a true video game, and it has a good story and good gameplay. Thank you so much for that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how to end this video. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. And I wanted to say thank you to Internet Pit Stop. They really inspired me to do this video. I would have never been able to do this video without the inspiration. And Internet Pit Stop is a great channel. They talk about the atmosphere of games. They talk about anime and the nuances in between. And I love that channel. I've watched every single video all the way through. They're extremely well spoken, and you all need to go check out their channel. They're an amazing channel, and thank you, Internet Pit Stop, for the inspiration. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope you all have a great day. Thanks.